Sharma ma'am on immunity. Before starting the lecture, here's short introduction of Rashi ma'am. Dr. Rashi Sharma ma'am is Associate Professor in Sharik Kriya Department, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. Ma'am has done her UG from TBA College, Delhi, PG and PhD from Bharatiya Vidyapeeth University, Pune. Ma'am has two books published and 25 papers published in national and international journals. Ma'am has attended 60 workshops and seminars so far and has 7 years of excellence teaching. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Poonam Tedarwal, ma'am. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
First of all, I would like to congratulate entire team Vishwarvit Parishad for organizing such a wonderful lecture series in the form of Sankalp 2021, especially for this corona pandemic session in the form of virtual platform for the welfare of students. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the team for making me able to share my experiences and views on today's concept of immunity as a part of physiology, especially for BMS first year people. And most importantly, the aspect important of this platform is are the students without whom this Sankalp 2021 may not be accomplished so well. So I wish all the students who are presented here, who are now have become a part of this Sankalp 2021, I wish all of them a very bright future for their further aspects. All the people, all the best to all of you. So now I'm going to proceed for my today's topic, that is immunity. So what we will see in today's session, that will be about immunity. What is immunity? What are the types of immunity, and in what manner immunity is achieved in our body? Some type of immunity are basically present from birth, some immunity which we achieve after human activities in the form of external therapies or some sort of vaccination or immunization. And further, we will see the different type of antigens, what are antigens, their types, what are the antigen presenting cells, and antibodies, what are the chemical nature of antibodies, different type of antibodies we will see today with their functions. Thereafter, we will go for mechanism of action of antibodies. So you will surprised to find there are two different ways in which antibody work for fighting against infections or fighting against pathogenic agents. Further, we will go for most important concept of immunity as immunization. So in today's pandemic era, you might be aware of, you might be listening different types of vaccines. आज सभी को पता भी चल गया होगा कितनी कितनी तरह की वैक्सीन्स आजकल सभी को लग रही हैं, कौन कौन सी वैक्सीन्स के नाम क्या क्या है, कितने कितने डोजेस में वो लग रही हैं और उनके साइड इफेक्ट्स क्या रहते हैं, या व्हाट इज द प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ दोज वैक्सीन्स. सो लेट्स गो थ्रू ऑल अबाउट दैट इन टुडेज कंसेप्ट ऑफ immunity. So immunity, if we talk about the word immunity, we will define it as capacity of body to fight against pathogens. So this is the one line meaning of immunity. It is capacity or ability of body to fight against pathogens. So by the name of pathogen, people might be aware of different kind of external agents such as viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, parasites. Further, immune system is a system which protects us from those invaders. Those pathogenic microorganisms are fighted by this immune system. So if you go for definition of immunity once again, it is a state of protection from infectious disease. So overall, our body will protect us from developing such infections from invaders. Invaders, yes, they're also called as pathogens or the microbes or disease causing microorganisms. Now, you can easily find out here I have written immunity has both innate as less specific and more specific as adaptive component. What does it mean? What do you mean by less specific or innate immunity and more specific? I have labeled it as adaptive component. So let me clarify what is less specific. Less specific means something which is non-specific to someone. For example, innate immunity is known as less specific immunity. It means this type of immunity provides protection against a huge variety of microorganisms. And if you find out second component as adaptive component. Adaptive component is also known as acquired immunity. And I have mentioned it as more specific immunity. It means this type of immunity is specified against specific pathogen. For example, बैक्टीरिया के लिए अलग से स्पेशलिटी है, वायरस के लिए अलग से स्पेशलिटी है, फंगल इन्फेक्शन के लिए acquired immunity will participate separately for each kind of pathogenic agent. So overall function of immunity is to protect our body from such infectious agents or to prevent our body from developing such infectious disease. So let's have a look on innate immunity as well as acquired immunity in details. So first of all, innate immunity is the immunity which is present since birth. So if you look at the word presence since birth. So moreover, this type of immunity is provided to the child from mother. Later on in our upcoming slides, we will find how the child receives innate immunity from mother. So let's see what is innate immunity. So this is first of all the first line of defense against infections. It is non-specific type of immunity. As I have mentioned earlier, it is not specific to a particular pathogen. Further, it has no memory. It do not confer long-lasting immunity to the host. So it is, the thing you need to remember is it is present since birth, or moreover, it is given to the child from mother. Next point, it is non-specific kind of immunity and it is immunity to the body. Second thing about immunity is the acquired kind of immunity. If you look at the term acquired means something which is achieved due to human activities. So in what manner we will achieve or we will acquire that kind of immunity, that thing we'll see in our further more slides. So if you find out acquired immunity as this provides a specific immune response directed to an invading pathogen. Moreover, I have specified that acquired immunity is specific kind of immunity. So it will be specified to a specific pathogen. Whatever be the kind of pathogen, be it a bacteria, be it a virus or a fungi or a parasite, acquired immunity will participate in a segregated manner for that invading pathogen. Further, what happens in acquired immunity? Following exposure to a foreign organism, there is an initial effector response that eliminates or neutralizes a pathogen. So it means whenever the body is exposed to a foreign organism or a foreign particle or a microbe, there will be an initial effector response. So what will happen at initial stages? There will be an effector response, which what will the response do? Response will either eliminate or neutralize a pathogen. So what do you mean by elimination of a pathogen? Elimination is complete removal of that pathogen, covering the toxic sites of pathogen. See, our ultimate reason for destroying pathogen is overall destruction of pathogen, so that pathogen may not be able to create any infectious disease in a person. So in that manner, covering toxic sites of pathogen in the form of neutralization is achieved by acquired kind of immunity. Something I've also mentioned over here as later re-exposure to same foreign particle or organism, it will induce a memory response. So see, all these responses, all these effector response, memory response are carried out by specialized blood cells. All right. So these memory response will participate as a more rapid immune reaction that eliminates pathogens and prevents the disease. So acquired kind of immunity, if you look at the statements, it will produce a memory response, so that whenever the body is exposed further to the same pathogen, it will create a memory response, and rapid immune reaction will be participating and eliminating the pathogen, and hence prevention of disease will be done. Let's have a look on several mechanisms of innate immunity which are present in our body. So students might be remembering that there are certain things which are present in our body in which there is no activation of immune system. All right, innate immunity is the one which, so for example, if you take example of skin, so our skin is provided with keratinized stratum corneum, which prevents direct attack of pathogens through external environment. All right. Further, we have acidic medium in our stomach. We have lysozymes present in our mouth, which cause lysis of foreign particles immediately inside our mouth. Later on, we also have several types of antimicrobial peptides which are present in our respiratory system. I would like to name some antimicrobial peptide as defensins and cathelicidins. We will see those details in our upcoming slides now. Let's classify components of innate immunity as: first is physical and chemical or anatomical barriers. Second category we will study as phagocytic barriers. Third category we will take it as antimicrobial peptides. And last category which participate in immune system is cytokines. All right. So physical or chemical or anatomical barriers are those which tend to prevent the entry of pathogen, and they participate as first line of defense against infections. So like I was giving the example of skin, it is mentioned over here it as skin and the surface of mucous membrane are included in this category because they provide organisms. So let's have a look on skin. What are the things which are provided in skin as a part of innate immunity? So if you do remember the structure of skin, skin has two layers, outer epidermis and inner dermis layer. Further, dermis is also containing several different layers. मैं कुछ नाम लेना चाहूंगी यहाँ पर, जैसे stratum corneum or stratum granulosum, stratum spinosum, stratum germinativum. You might be remembering the skin layers, all the people present here. So skin has basically two distinctive layers. Outermost is known as epidermis, which is outermost layer, and inner layer is known as the dermis. Epidermis further contains several layers of tightly packed epithelial cells. You might be also knowing outer epidermal layer is also consisting of dead cells, and these dead cells are provided with waterproofing protein, which is known as keratin. Further, skin has outermost stratum corneum layer, which is outermost layer of epidermis. It is present as keratinized stratum corneum, which prevents the skin against toxins or toxic chemicals, which may come in contact of our skin from external environment. Thereafter, skin is also having antimicrobial peptides in the form of defensins. Skin is also having the lysozyme enzyme. Lysozyme का function I hope सभी students को पता होगा. They are provided with hydrolytic enzymes. Hydrolytic enzymes participate in destroying external bacteria. Now, what are the things which are provided in our GIT? GIT is gastrointestinal tract. So, our GIT is provided with some residential bacteria which do not only help in digestion of polysaccharides, for example, cellulose in herbivores, but they also play an important role in control of potential pathogens. Natural development of immune system depends on continuous antigenic stimulus which is provided by low pH. Like I have already told you, we have acidic medium present in our stomach, as well as we are provided with several types of digestive juices. Those medium are actually bactericidal and virucidal actions. So in intestine also, there is low pH and anaerobic conditions are maintained for prevention and destruction of those bacteria. If you look at the urogenital tract, flow of urine and acidic pH provides the lumen of urinary genital tract as sufficient protection. So acidic medium of urine also prevents or also destroys development of bacteria. Same thing is here in vaginal fluid. Vaginal fluid is also having acidic medium which participates against pathogenic infections. Now, like I was talking about respiratory tract is also provided with antimicrobial peptides in the form of defensins as well as cathelicidins. Also, the walls of respiratory tract are lined by mucosal layers where suspended particles in the air, they get stuck into mucus covered walls. So in this way, innate immunity participates in our body. Now, antimicrobial peptides are also produced in some glandular secretions and by the phagocytes and other cells. These are named as defensins, cathelicidins, histamine, and SLPI. What is SLPI? Secretory leukoprotease inhibitor. So these are certain examples of antimicrobial peptides which are present in glandular secretions of body. Now look at the second component of innate immunity as the phagocytic barriers. Here we will consider all specialized type of cells which destroy bacteria by means of phagocytosis. I hope students do remember the phagocytosis and pinocytosis. These concepts might be heard in your previous classes. So phagocytosis, broadly speaking, it means engulfing down of foreign particle or some bacteria. So here we can see function of ingesting and destroying microbes are mediated by phagocytes. For example, neutrophils, the macrophages, and natural killer cells. So let's have a look on formed elements of blood. Hemopoietic system में students ने formed elements of blood पढ़ा होगा. वहाँ पर formed elements means the cellular part of blood. It means erythrocytes, leukocytes, and the thrombocytes. So for immunity concept, leukocytes totally participate in immune mechanism of body. So let's have a look on classification of leukocytes over here. So on the basis of presence or absence of granules, they are classified into two categories, mainly granulocytes and agranulocytes. So Here you can identify neutrophil, eosinophil, and basophil are present in first category of granulocytes, in which you can easily find out multilobe nucleus, bilobe nucleus, and a horseshoe-shaped nucleus in basophil. However, there are further two more cells present on left-hand side of the diagram. These are the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are of two types, B cells and T cells, or we can also call them as B lymphocyte or T lymphocyte. Both of the lymphocytes participate in overall immune mechanism of the body. T cell provides cellular immunity and B cell is related with production of antibodies in body. However, if you look at the right section of this diagram, we can see monocyte which is developing into a macrophage. So you can also say that if you look at the picture, you can easily identify monocyte is a precursor of a macrophage, and macrophage is a well-known phagocytic cell present in our body. Now let's have a look on macrophage cells. Macrophages as well as their precursors called monocytes, right? So monocytes are precursor cells of macrophages. They play important role in both type of immunities. All right. Further, macrophage possess different morphological forms. Some have developed abundant cytoplasm also. Macrophages are found in subepithelial connective tissue or interstitial area of some parenchymal organs, or it may be found in lining of vascular sinusoids in liver, or you can also find them in spleen as well as in lymphatic sinuses of lymph nodes. These are some locations in which macrophages are easily identifiable. Now, there were one more cell that were known as natural killer cells. So, students just identify, just have a look on natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are large, non-phagocytic granular lymphocytes, which are known for their ability to kill abnormal host cell. All right, so they are large non-phagocytic cell. All right, now let's have what are they actually morphologically, what are those cells? Natural killer cells are lymphocytes. They are described as large granular non-T and non-B lymphocytes. Neither they are T lymphocytes nor they are B lymphocytes. So this is some other category of lymphocytes which is present in our blood, and they are called as third category of lymphocyte in the form of natural killer cells. ना तो ये T cell है, ना ही ये B lymphocyte कहलाता है, पर they are participating in immune system of our body. Although they contain cytoplasmic granules, they are considerably less prominent than those found in granulocytes. All right, this is their cytoplasmic structure, and just remember they are known as lymphocytes, but neither they belong to T lymphocyte category nor they belong to B lymphocyte category. Now the last component of innate immunity are cytokines. So whenever we talk about the chemical structure known as kines, kines always stand for proteins, and here you will identify in the definition in the same manner. Cytokines are hormone like proteins. So hormone पहले समझना चाहिए what is a hormone. Hormones are basically chemical messengers. Chemical messengers किसको मैसेज करते हैं वो? They are actually cell signaling proteins. एक सेल से दूसरे सेल को मैसेज कैसे ट्रांसफर हो या सिग्नल्स कैसे पास किए जाएं, this activity is actually done by hormones, and these hormones are different types in chemical nature as well as on the basis of their secretory origin that you people will study in endocrine system. So what are cytokines? Cytokines are hormones like proteins which act as intercellular messengers and they are secreted by white blood cells. So students, just do remember, they are hormone-like proteins and they are participating as cellular messengers. They are released by white blood cells itself. And their majority of their function is activation and regulation of general immune mechanism of body. एक चीज और मैं बता दूं, हम यहाँ पर जो भी चीजें पढ़ रहे हैं, किसी भी तरह की सेल है, कोई भी तरह का पार्टिसिपेशन है, दे विल ऑलवेज पार्टिसिपेट इन रेगुलेशन एज वेल एज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आइदर इम्यूनिटी और might be they are related to destruction of certain pathogenic agents. तो यहाँ पर कुछ ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन की गुंजाइश बचती नहीं है. स्पेशली जो सेल्स हमारी बॉडी, जो सिक्रीशंस हमारी बॉडी के सेल्स कर रहे हैं, they will always act against pathogens or they will be participating in activation or regulation of generalized immune mechanism of our body. Now, innate immunity, principal source of cytokines are macrophages, जो हमने भी पढ़े थे, neutrophils and natural killer cells, which I have mentioned as third category of lymphocyte, nor neither T nor B. Now, I am expressing some examples of cytokines. These are some names of cytokines which are released by white blood cells. These are interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factor, some chemokines, defensins, and cathelicidins. These are some hormone-like structure which are released by white blood cells and they participate in immune mechanism. Now let's move on to second category of immunity, that is acquired kind of immunity, which is achieved by human activities in body. So it is a resistance which is developed in the body against specific foreign particle. Since I have mentioned earlier as a specific kind of immunity, so it will participate or it will develop resistance only against some specified foreign particle. Foreign particle कौन से हैं? Bacteria, viruses, toxins, vaccines or transplanted tissues. So one thing you should also notice that it is the most powerful mechanism that protects the body from invading organisms or toxic substances. And lymphocytes are responsible for acquired kind of immunity. Now, there are two categories of acquired immunity. First is the cellular immunity, which is otherwise known as cell-mediated immunity. So students, just have a look on the terminology. Cellular or cell-mediated stands for the immunity which is governed by, which is controlled by some specialized type of cells. So what are those cells which participate in this type of immunity, or what are those controlling cells which actually carry out or which actually behave or play important role in cellular immunity? That thing we'll study under this category. Second type of immunity is humoral immunity, or otherwise it is also called as antibody mediated immunity. Here you can easily identify this type of immunity is controlled by or governed by production of antibodies. Now, first category, cellular immunity or cell-mediated immunity. So, first of all, it is the immunity which is developed by cell-mediated response. Further, it is also called as cellular immunity or T-cell immunity. Why T-cell? Because majority of the function is controlled by or governed by T lymphocytes in this type of immunity. Here you can see it involves several type of T lymphocytes, macrophages, and natural killer T cells. So what are the different types of T lymphocytes? T lymphocytes are of 4 different types. First of all, T lymphocytes are the suppressor T cells, the memory T cells, the cytotoxic T cells, or inducer T cells. These are 4 different types of T lymphocytes. Macrophages we have already seen. Natural killer cells are also a subtype of T cells. It is a major defense mechanism against infections by viruses and fungi. So whenever we'll talk about cellular immunity or cell-mediated immunity, we will always talk about that this immunity is governed by specialized cells. यहाँ पर एंटीबॉडी का कोई भी रोल नहीं होता है, ना ही कोई एंटीबॉडी प्रोडक्शन होता है. एक और चीज स्टूडेंट को थोड़ी ध्यान रखनी चाहिए, दिस टाइप ऑफ इम्यूनिटी इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर डिलेड एलर्जिक रिएक्शंस एंड रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसप्लांटेड टिश्यूज. कई बार आपने सुना होगा लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ था बट बॉडी ने उसको रिजेक्ट कर दिया. सो इन व्हाट मैनर दैट liver was unacceptable to the body as, or the body has taken it as a foreign substance for itself. So in that scenario, cellular immunity will participate in that rejection of transplanted tissue. Now, second type of immunity as acquired immunity is humoral immunity. This is the immunity which is mediated by antibodies. यहाँ पर एंटीबॉडीज का पार्टिसिपेशन होता है. एंटीबॉडीज कौन बनाता है? दे आर सिक्रेटेड बाय बी लिम्फोसाइट्स. सिंस बी लिम्फोसाइट्स प्रोवाइड इम्यूनिटी थ्रू ह्यूमर्स. जो ये वर ह्यूमर है, ह्यूमर का मतलब है ब्लड एंड लिम्फ. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ इम्यूनिटी इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज ह्यूमरल इम्यूनिटी और बी सेल इम्यूनिटी. सिंस B lymphocytes are providing immunity through blood and lymph. Further, humoral immunity is also a major defense mechanism against bacterial infections. Now let's have a look on lymphocytes. अभी हमने पिछले डायग्राम में lymphocytes देखे थे. कौन कौन से थे वो? T lymphocytes और B lymphocytes. T lymphocytes के बारे में बताया जाए तो T lymphocytes participate in cellular immunity and B lymphocyte participate in humoral immunity. Now, T lymphocyte कहाँ पर बनते हैं और कौन इनके डेवलपमेंट में रोल प्ले करता है? Let's have a look for that. So, T lymphocytes are processed in thymus gland just before birth and few months after birth. तो T cells का प्रोडक्शन है, जो प्रोसेसिंग है, that happens in thymus gland few months before birth and after birth. And what is the secretion of thymus? Students को पता रहना चाहिए. Thymus secretes a hormone which is known as thymosin. तो thymosin क्या रोल प्ले करता है? Thymosin accelerates proliferation and activation of lymphocytes. So there are 4 types of lymphocytes: helper T cells, which are also known as inducer T cells or CD4 cells. Second category of T cells is cytotoxic T cells. They are also known as killer T cells or CD8 cells. Third type is the suppressor cells, and last type is the memory T cells. If you go for B lymphocyte were first discovered in bursa of Fabricius in birds. Further, processing of B lymphocytes takes place in liver during fetal life and in bone marrow after birth. One thing people do remember that after processing, after development and maturation, these post lymphocytes proceed for lymphoid tissues and they are stored in those lymphoid tissues or in some lymph nodes. So, further B lymphocytes is of 2 types, plasma cells and memory cells. So, T lymphocyte 4 तरह का है और B सेल 2 तरह का होता है. Now, बात करते हैं एंटीजेंस की. What are antigens? एंटीजेंस का नाम जब याद आता है तो शायद ऐसा लगता है कि जो भी वायरस है, बैक्टीरिया है, फंगाई है, पैरासाइट है या कोई भी ऐसा एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट है जो बॉडी में डिसीज प्रोड्यूस करे, उसको एंटीजन कहना चाहिए. लेकिन साइंटिफिकली अगर हम डेफिनेशन देखें एंटीजन की, देयर यू विल फाइंड दैट antigen is a substance which produce specific immune reaction in body. So it is a situation or a condition which should be done by antigen. So it is a substance which induce specific immune reaction in body. And chemically देखा जाए तो what is the chemical nature of antigen? Antigens are conjugated proteins. Conjugated proteins का मतलब क्या होता है? They are present in combination of 2 compounds together. ठीक है, conjugated का मतलब है combination of 2 compounds together. For example, I have given some example also. Glycoproteins. lipoproteins and nucleoproteins. They are combination of proteins with glycogen or lipids or nucleic acids. Now, here you can identify, I have given two categories of antigens. self antigens को auto antigens भी कहते हैं. दूसरी कैटेगरी है नॉन सेल्फ एंटीजेंस और फॉरेन एंटीजेंस. सेल्फ एंटीजेंस क्या होते हैं? जो बॉडी में खुद ही प्रेजेंट होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एंटीजेंस विच आर प्रेजेंट ऑन बॉडीज ओन सेल्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टूडेंट्स ने अगर ब्लड ग्रुप का कंसेप्ट पढ़ा है तो ब्लड ग्रुप में जब अपना हम बताते हैं ए ब्लड ग्रुप है, बी ब्लड ग्रुप है या ओ ब्लड ग्रुप है, so that blood group is decided on the basis of presence or absence of antigens on red blood cells. So those A antigen and B antigen are present on body's own cells. They are considered under this first category of self antigens or autoantigens. Second classification is foreign antigens, जो अभी हमने अब तक पढ़ा है, जो बॉडी में बाहर से एंटर करता है. वायरस, बैक्टीरिया, फंगाई, पैरासाइट, प्रोटोजोआ, some toxin, some chemicals, or it can be any form of any substance which may induce any kind of specific immune reaction in body. So here you have easily find out two categories of antigens as self antigens and non-self antigens. Now let's have a look on antigen presenting cells. Now what happens to antigens once they are exposed to our fighters of blood? Fighters means all those cells which participate in immune mechanism of body. So let's see what are APC, what are antigen presenting cells. So these are some specialized cells which induce release of antigenic products from invaders or the microbes, and they present these material to helper T cells. See, ultimate theme is to destroy the foreign particle. So अगर हम उसमें से उसका एंटीजेनिक प्रोडक्ट, एंटीजेनिक मटेरियल ही हटा देंगे, that means death of that particular pathogen. So these specialized cells release or they take out their antigenic part from those organisms. So basically there are three types of antigen presenting cells. These are the macrophages. Macrophages हम already पढ़ चुके हैं. All right, macrophages, dendritic cells and B cells or B lymphocytes. So macrophages are well known for their phagocytic action. Phagocytic action मैंने बताया था, that is engulfing down of foreign particle. Second है dendritic cell. Dendritic cell participate in immune system by trapping of those foreign particle. इनका काम है ट्रैप करके foreign particle को destroy करना. तीसरी जो कैटेगरी है that is B lymphocyte. अब स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर कंफ्यूज होंगे या मन में डाउट होगा कि भाई B lymphocyte तो हमारी बॉडी का ही सेल है या वो एंटीबॉडी प्रोडक्शन से लिंक्ड है, तो यहाँ पर ये एंटीजन प्रेजेंटिंग सेल में क्यों लिखा गया है? सो let me clarify. B lymphocyte participates in production of antibodies as well as it participates as antigen presenting cell. लेकिन B lymphocyte का majority function antibody production होता है और antigen presenting cell का जो उसका काम है वो कम रहता है. ठीक है? So it comes under both categories as antigen presenting cells as well as in production of antibodies. Now let's have a look on the diagram which is showing a macrophage cell and which is going to engulf this foreign particle. You can identify macrophage का size कितना है और foreign particle size कितना है. This cell can easily engulf these foreign particle. All right. Now second I am going to show is the dendritic cell. You can easily identify these dendritic enlargements or projections in this cell, and dendritic cell destroys or presents or release antigenic products by means of trapping of the foreign particle. Now let's have a look on role of antigen presenting cells and what is HLA and what is MHC. Now these cells, what they do, they invading foreign organisms are either engulfed by macrophages by phagocytosis, or they will be trapped by dendritic cells. The antigen from these cells are destroyed into small peptide products. Later on, antigenic products move toward the surface of antigen presenting cells and they bind with human leukocyte antigen. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? What happens to those antigen which come in contact with phagocytosis by macrophages or dendritic cells by means of trapping? First of all, their antigenic particles are destroyed or digested into smaller cells or smaller peptides, and further they are projected to HLA. What is HLA? HLA is a genetic material which is present in a molecule of class 2 MHC, that is major histocompatibility complex, which is present on the surface of APC. So this MHC is present on the surface of these antigen presenting cells. Now I have mentioned as class 1 and class 2 MHC in my previous slide. Let's see what is class 1 and see what is class 2. Class 1 means this complex, this is a molecular complex which is present in every cell of human body, and it is specifically responsible for presentation of endogenous antigens to cytotoxic T cells. It means, what do you mean by endogenous antigens? Which are produced inside the cell, such as some viral proteins. They are known as endogenous antigens. Second category is the class 2 MHC. It is found on B lymphocytes, macrophage, and other APC or antigen presenting cell. It is responsible for presenting the exogenous antigens which come inside the body from outside to helper T cells. So here is a brief diagrammatic presentation of antigen to APC and performance of MHC class 2 and their projection to T cell or CD4 cell. Further, CD4 cell is activating macrophage to destroy them, or CD4 cell is formulating for CD4 cell in the form of B cells. They are acknowledging this antigen to B cell and there is production of antibodies by B cells. Now, what are antibodies? What is the chemical nature of antibodies and what are different types of antibodies? So, antibodies is actually a protein which is produced by B lymphocyte in response to an antigen. So, and जब भी एंटीजन बी लिम्फोसाइट के पास जाएगा या उसको रिकॉग्नाइज करेगा बी लिम्फोसाइट, देयर विल बी प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सम एंटीबॉडीज इन बॉडी. So basically antibodies are gamma globulin in nature and we represent gamma globulins as immunoglobulin. Here we write immunoglobulin as capital I with small g. Here I have mentioned 5 different types of immunoglobulins as IgA. A stands for alpha, IgD, D stands for delta, IgE, E stands for epsilon, IgG, that is gamma, and IgM stands for mu. So these are the 5 different types of antibodies which are produced by B lymphocytes in response to an antigen. Now let's have a look on their functions. IgA plays role in localized defense mechanism of body. IgD involves in recognition of antigen by B lymphocytes. IgE is involved in allergic reactions. What are allergic reactions? That we will see in our upcoming slides with the concept of allergy. IgG and IgM are responsible for complement fixation. Now, let's have a look on mechanism of actions of antibodies. How do antibodies participate in immune mechanism in destroying those foreign invaders or the pathogens? We will go for the first section of this slide as the direct action, and second category is the complement system, that is indirect action. So there are 4 different methods present in this category of direct actions. Out of that, any one method may be applied by antibody to destroy that foreign particle. So in direct actions, first method to destroy the particle is the agglutination. Agglutination means clumping of foreign particle by antibodies. सेकेंड इज प्रेसिपिटेशन. अगर स्टूडेंट्स को याद हो केमिस्ट्री में प्रेसिपिटेट बनाना कैसे होता है, हम कैसे प्रेसिपिटेट बनाते हैं, तो आपको याद होगा किसी भी चीज की सॉल्युबिलिटी को जब हम चेंज कर देंगे तभी हम उसकी प्रेसिपिटेशन को कैरी आउट कर सकते हैं. सो थर्ड कैटेगरी इज न्यूट्रलाइजेशन. न्यूट्रलाइजेशन इज covering the toxic sites of antigens. Last method is the lysis. Lysis का मतलब है सबसे पहले rupturing of cell membrane of foreign particle and then destroying the organism. सबसे पहले outermost covering cell membrane को destroy करती है antibody and thereafter the organism is destroyed by the antibody. Second type of system is that is indirect actions. It stands for the complement system. Now what is complement system? Complement system is the immune system which participates in destruction of bacteria. It comprises of जो naming है that is C1 to C9. All right, so this is a series of plasma enzymes which are named as C1 to C9. It involves a series of activation of different enzymes in a sequential manner. Sequential manner का मतलब है एक के बाद एक एंजाइम एक्टिवेट होंगे और अपनी अपनी एक्टिविटी करेंगे किसके अगेंस्ट, उस पर्टिकुलर पैथोजन को डिस्ट्रॉय करने के लिए. सो there are a different series of enzymes which get activated in this complement system. एक चीज और स्टूडेंट्स को नोटिस करना है यहाँ पर, complement system is more powerful, more potent mechanism as compared to direct actions of antibodies. ठीक है, so let's have a look on opsonization. So opsonization means attraction of neutrophils and macrophage cells which are to destroy the bacteria which are bind with a protein known as opsonin. So some foreign particle are binded with opsonin and they are then destroyed by neutrophils as well as macrophage by means of phagocytosis. Second step is the lysis. Lysis I have already mentioned. It is destruction of cell membrane and then rupturing of cell membrane and then destroying the foreign particle. Third is the chemotaxis. Chemotaxis means attraction of leukocytes to antigen antibody reaction site. The site where actually antigen antibody reaction is taking place, where at that place leukocytes are attracted to that particular area. Now agglutination, you mean the same, clumping of foreign particle by antigens. Neutralization is again, it is covering the toxic sites of foreign particle and then destroying it. Last is activation of mast cells and basophils. So what these cells actually do, these cells liberate histamine in response to those particles to destroy them. Now I'm going to a new concept as thereafter effect of, we have already studied antigens, antibodies, their destruction, their mechanisms. Now have a look on a new concept of immunity as immunization. So immunization means, immunization term stands for a procedure. It means it is a procedure by which a body is prepared to fight against specific disease. ये बॉडी के लिए एक प्रिपरेशन है जिससे कि बॉडी में वो इन्फेक्शन ना हो या वो डिसीज ना हो. फर्दर और क्लैरिफाई मैनर में अगर बात करें, इट इज यूज्ड टू इंड्यूस इम्यून रेजिस्टेंस इन द बॉडी टू अ स्पेसिफिक डिसीज. नाउ इम्यूनाइजेशन दो तरह का बता सकते हैं, पैसिव एंड एक्टिव. सो immunity is produced without activating immune system of body. Immunization हम दो तरह से कर सकते हैं. एक कैटेगरी में बॉडी का इम्यून सिस्टम एक्टिवेट हो और वो रोल प्ले करे बॉडी को इम्यूनाइज करने में, या फिर दूसरी कैटेगरी जहां पर इम्यूनिटी कैसे प्रोड्यूस हो विदाउट एक्टिवेटिंग इम्यून सिस्टम ऑफ बॉडी। तो पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन में बॉडी जो है, बॉडी का जो इम्यून सिस्टम है दैट इज नॉट एक्टिवेटेड। इम्यून सिस्टम जो बॉडी का है वो एक्टिवेट नहीं होता है और वो पार्टिसिपेट भी नहीं करेगा, ठीक है। सो नाउ इम्यूनिटी इज प्रोड्यूस्ड विदाउट एक्टिवेटिंग द इम्यून सिस्टम ऑफ बॉडी। बॉडी के सेल्स खुद से कोई भी एक्टिविटी क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे इन केस ऑफ फर्स्ट कैटेगरी दैट इज पैसिव। However, in active immunization, immunity is acquired by activating immune system of body. Now, look at the first category. It is done by administration of serum or gamma globulins, that is antibodies, from an already immunized person to a non-immune person. हम पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन कैसे अचीव कर सकते हैं? हम एक ऑलरेडी इम्यूनाइज्ड पर्सन से, जिसके बॉडी में ऑलरेडी एंटीबॉडीज प्रेजेंट हैं, हम उसकी बॉडी से एंटीबॉडीज लेकर एक नॉन इम्यून पर्सन में एडमिनिस्टर या इंजेक्ट करेंगे। इन दैट मैनर पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन से बॉडी में उस पर्टिकुलर डिसीज के अगेंस्ट इम्यूनिटी और इम्यूनाइजेशन डेवलप की जा सकती है। However, if you look at the second category, body develops resistance against diseases by producing antibody after exposure to antigen. Active immunization में बॉडी का ही इम्यून सिस्टम एक्टिवेट हुआ है और वो ही रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप कर रहा है। कैसे? बाय प्रोड्यूसिंग एंटीबॉडी। तो बॉडी ही एंटीबॉडी प्रोड्यूस करेगी। जब कब प्रोड्यूस करेगी? जब बॉडी का एक्सपोजर किससे होगा? एंटीजन से। अभी पैसिव इम्यूनाइजेशन जो फर्स्ट कैटेगरी हमने पढ़ी थी उसके भी दो डिफरेंट टाइप्स हैं, पैसिव नेचुरल एंड पैसिव आर्टिफिशियल। सो पैसिव नेचुरल की जब हम बात कर रहे थे, लाइक इन द फॉर्म ऑफ innate immunity also, so this is acquired from mother before and after birth. So before birth कैसे? Before birth immunity is transferred from mother to fetus in the form of maternal antibodies as IgG. Maternal antibodies IgG are transferred to fetus through placenta. और after birth कैसे? After birth the antibodies are transferred to the child in the form of mother's milk as IgA or immunoglobulin A. So in passive natural immunization, IgG and IgA are transferred from mother to child. Let's have a look on passive artificial. This is developed by injecting previously prepared antibodies using serum of human beings. So हम पहले से ही प्रिपेयर करी हुई जो एंटीबॉडीज हैं वो हम एक नॉन इम्यून पर्सन में ट्रांसफर करते हैं। नाउ सीरम कंटेनिंग द एंटीबॉडीज एडमिनिस्टर्ड टू द पीपल हु हैव डेवलप्ड डिसीज। सो किसी किसी सिचुएशन में आपने देखा होगा, जैसे सांप के काटने में, स्नेक पॉइजनिंग में, या किसी और कंडीशन में जैसे टिटनस में, वी यूज एंटी सीरम। किसी ने सुना होगा तो एंटी टिटनस सीरम या एंटी स्नेक विनोम, वो सब चीज़ें जो एग्जाम्पल हैं they will come under the category of passive artificial immunization, जहाँ पर हम पहले से ही prepared antibodies को administer कर देते हैं to prevent that disease. Now let's have a look on second category, that is active immunization. Active का मतलब ही है where our immune system will get activated and will produce antibodies against antigen. So this active immunization is also of two categories, active natural and active artificial. So active natural means it is a naturally acquired immunization, involves activation of immune system to produce antibodies in both clinical and subclinical infections. So जनरली जैसे हमने अब तक पढ़ा था कि बॉडी के सेल्स पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, इम्यूनिटी डिसीज से बचाती है, एंटीबॉडीज बनाती है और डिसीज होने से हमारी बॉडी बच जाती है। दैट कम्स इन फर्स्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ एक्टिव नेचुरल इम्यूनाइजेशन। यहाँ पर मैंने दो वर्ड यूज किए हैं, क्लिनिकल एंड सब क्लिनिकल इन्फेक्शंस। क्लिनिकल इन्फेक्शंस का मतलब है जहाँ पर एक्चुअल डिसीज प्रोड्यूस होती है पूरे साइन और सिम्टम्स के साथ, जहाँ पर सेल्स की इंजरी भी होती है, एंटीजन मल्टीप्लिकेशन में भी जाता है, बॉडी में सेल्स को डैमेज करता है और एंटीबॉडी प्रोडक्शन होता है। दूसरी जो सिचुएशन है वो है सब क्लिनिकल इन्फेक्शन। सब क्लिनिकल इन्फेक्शन से मतलब है जहाँ पर प्रॉपर मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ द डिसीज नहीं हो पाया। जैसे पेशेंट को कुछ अंदर प्रॉब्लम चल रही है इन्फेक्शन की, लेकिन इतनी ज़्यादा इन्फेक्शन की सिम्टम्स नहीं प्रोड्यूस हुए जिससे कि जो पेशेंट है, जो सब्जेक्ट है, वो अलर्ट हो जाए या उसको कुछ साइंस नजर आए अपने अंदर. सो दोज सिचुएशंस वेयर देयर इज proper actual manifestation of disease do not occur, that is subclinical infections. So here active natural immunization produce the immunity. Second category is active artificial immunization. So this is achieved by use of vaccines or toxoids. So आज के कोविड पैंडेमिक में वैक्सीन्स का बहुत बोलबाला हो रहा है. जैसे स्टूडेंट्स ने अब तक बहुत सारे नाम भी याद कर लिए होंगे. स्टूडेंट्स ने याद करे होंगे कोरोना के अगेंस्ट कोवैक्सीन, कोविशील्ड, स्पुतनिक वी, और भी बहुत सारे नाम है जो आज की डेट में ऑलमोस्ट सभी को पता है. सो क्या होती हैं ये वैक्सीन्स और क्या इनका रोल है बॉडी में? लेट्स हैव अ लुक. सो वैक्सीन इज अ सब्सटेंस दैट इज introduced into the body to prevent disease produced by certain pathogens. सबसे पहले हमें ये पता होना चाहिए वैक्सीन हम क्यों लगाते हैं. हमें वैक्सीन लगानी है डिसीज को होने से प्रिवेंट करने के लिए. अब नाउ एक्चुअल में वैक्सीन क्या होती है? इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ आइदर डेड पैथोजेंस और लाइव बट अटेनुएटेड ऑर्गेनिजम्स. अटेनुएटेड का मतलब है दे आर एक्चुअली कंपोज्ड ऑफ live organisms, but they are artificially weakened organisms. Further, the vaccine induce immunity against pathogens either by production of antibodies or by activation of T cells. अब ये वैक्सीन इम्यूनिटी कैसे देती है पैथोजन के अगेंस्ट? या तो बॉडी में एंटीबॉडी का प्रोडक्शन होगा या फिर टी लिम्फोसाइट्स का प्रोडक्शन होगा. इन दैट मैनर वैक्सीन विल पार्टिसिपेट इन प्रिवेंटिंग द डिसीज इन बॉडी. एक और कैटेगरी है यहाँ पर जो आपने सुना होगा. किसी भी चोट में हम टीटी यूज करते हैं. टीटी का एक्चुअल फॉर्म क्या है? टीटी का पूरा नाम क्या होता है? टिटनस टॉक्सॉइड. ये ज्यादातर स्टूडेंट्स को पता होगा. टीटी हम कब लगाते हैं? यूजुअली रोड साइडेड ट्रॉमा में या किसी भी तरह के इंजरी में या कटेड बाय नाइफ या किसी भी तरह के एक्सीडेंट में सबसे पहले हम टीटी का इंजेक्शन लगाते हैं. सो व्हाट इज दैट टीटी? टीटी इज एक्चुअली टिटनस टॉक्सॉइड. अभी टॉक्सॉइड क्या चीज है? लेट्स हैव अ लुक. So toxoid is a substance which is normally toxic in nature, but it has been processed to destroy its toxicity and retains its capacity to induce antibody production by immune system. तो toxoid क्या है? It is actually toxic in nature, but उसकी processing इस तरह से होती है कि उसकी toxicity तो destroy हो जाती है, लेकिन body में induce करने के बाद इसके पास इतनी capacity है कि it can induce antibody production by immune system. Now toxoids क्या होते हैं? Toxoids are weak components or toxins which are secreted by pathogens. Toxoids are used to develop immunity against the diphtheria, tetanus, cholera, etc. These are some examples for which toxoids are applicable. Now here is one more concept, that is allergy or hypersensitivity. So before I will proceed for allergy, मुझे कुछ टर्म्स स्टूडेंट्स को बताने हैं यहाँ पर. एलर्जी मीन्स, एलर्जी इज एक्चुअली एन एबनॉर्मल इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स टू केमिकल और फिजिकल एजेंट. सेकेंड इज द सेंसिटाइजेशन. सेंसिटाइजेशन किसको बोलते हैं? दिस इज फर्स्ट और इनिशियल एक्सपोजर टू एन एलर्जन. एलर्जन क्या है? एलर्जन इज और इट कैन बी एनी सब्सटेंस दैट प्रोड्यूस मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ एलर्जी, और वी कैन ऑल्सो कॉल इट एज एलर्जन. ठीक है. नाउ एलर्जेंस बॉडी में कैसे आ सकते हैं? दे कैन कम इन बाय मीन्स ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट, दे कैन कम बाय मीन्स ऑफ इनहेलेशन और इंजेक्शन और इंजेक्शन. नाउ these are some common examples of allergens: some food substances, some contactants, infectious agents, drugs, physical agents. Now this is immunological hypersensitivity reactions, which is most important aspect of immunity. These are of 5 types: type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 and type 5. First category you can find it as anaphylactic reactions. So anaphylaxis means which is Anaphylactic reactions are immediate hypersensitivity reactions. Immediate का मतलब है which body develops within few minutes of exposure to allergens. And स्टूडेंट्स को याद रखना है कौन कौन सी एंटीबॉडी यहाँ पर पार्टिसिपेट करती है, कौन कौन से टाइप में हाइपरसेंसिटिविटी रिएक्शंस में. सो बेसिकली एनाफाइलेक्टिक रिएक्शंस आर controlled by IgE and other factors which are involved in inflammation. So what happens in anaphylactic reactions? This leads when the body is exposed to an allergen, immunoglobulins are produced. तो पहले एक्सपोजर में बॉडी में एज सच कोई साइन एंड सिम्टम प्रोड्यूस नहीं होता है. सो एज द बॉडी इज सेंसिटाइज्ड टू द एलर्जन एंड सब्सिक्वेंट एक्सपोजर जब दोबारा उसी एलर्जन का एक्सपोजर होगा, सो देयर IgE allergen reaction will take place. What will happen when there will be happening IgE and allergen reaction? It will lead to degranulation of mast cells and release of chemical mediators, for example histamine. So there are some serious reactions which may occur in anaphylactic reactions. For example, there may be sudden fall in blood pressure, there may be obstruction of air passage leading to dyspnea, and shock may occur in type 1 kind of allergic reactions or hypersensitivity reactions. Type 2 are cytotoxic reactions. They are mainly governed by IgG antibodies which bind with surface of antigens, especially the blood cells. So जिस भी सेल से एंटीबॉडीज बाइंड करेंगी, those cells will be destroyed. For example, आपने सुना होगा hemolytic disease of newborn in RH incompatibility, and there is autoimmune hemolytic anemia. These situations are happening due to type 2 cytotoxic reactions. Third is the type 3 antibody mediated reactions. Here excessive amount of antibodies like IgG or IgM are produced. Further, when there are reactions of antigen and antibody, they will produce antigen antibody complexes. They are precipitated and destroyed in some localized areas. So wherever the site of deposition occurs, for example, the complexes are deposited in joints, they will cause arthritis. If those complexes are deposited in heart, they will cause some myocarditis. If they are deposited in kidneys or the glomerulus of kidney, they may cause glomerulonephritis. Now, type 4 is the cell-mediated reactions. They are also known as slow reactions or delayed reactions. Basically, they are found in allergic type of reactions in bacteria, virus, and fungi. Some examples of type 4 reactions I have mentioned as intradermal injection of tuberculin in person who are previously affected by tuberculosis. In upcoming years, students, you will find there is a test for identifying or diagnosing tuberculosis infection in people, that is known as Montauk's test. तो Montauk's test क्या है उसकी डिटेल्स में मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ क्योंकि टाइम ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स को इतना याद रखना है कि Montauk's test का जो बेसिस है that is governed by type 4 cell mediated reactions. Now last is type 5 stimulatory or blocking type of reactions. Here most of the things we will see in autoimmune diseases. For example, स्टिमुलेटरी रिएक्शंस हम देखेंगे ग्रेव्स डिसीज में और ब्लॉकिंग टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शंस हम देखने वाले हैं मायस्थेनिया ग्रेविस में. ये दोनों की दोनों डिसीज हम आने वाली स्लाइड्स में डिस्कस करेंगे. नाउ लुकिंग एट अप्लाइड एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इम्यूनिटी, वी विल कंसीडर ऑटो इम्यून डिसीजेस. नाउ ऑटो इम्यून क्या होता है, और उससे पहले एक और चीज हमें समझनी है, दैट इज टॉलरेंस. ठीक है. सो a condition in which immune system fails to recognize body's own cells and tissues. So what is tolerance? Which condition in which immune system fails to give response to antigen and our body has tolerance against self antigens or auto antigens. So body के पास अपने ही सेल्स के लिए टॉलरेंस है. फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे मैंने बताया था सेल्फ एंटीजेंस हैं, ए एंटीजन, बी एंटीजन, उनके पास बॉडी के पास टॉलरेंस है. लेकिन जब ये टॉलरेंस फेल हो जाता है, फेलियर ऑफ टॉलरेंस विल लीड टू अ कंडीशन नोन एज ऑटो इम्यूनिटी. ऑटो इम्यूनिटी में मतलब क्या है, सेल्फ डिस्ट्रक्शन एंटीबॉडीज विल बी प्रोड्यूस्ड। तो कौन कौन सी सेल है, it will lead to activation of T lymphocytes or production of autoantibodies from B lymphocytes, and they attack body's normal cells whose surface contain self antigens। जितनी भी सेल के पास वो सेल्फ एंटीजेंस प्रेजेंट होंगे उनके अगेंस्ट बी लिम्फोसाइट ऑटो एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करने लगता है। कब करता है, जब ये बॉडी का जो टॉलरेंस का कंसेप्ट है वो डिसबैलेंस हो जाता है या फेल हो जाता है। So I'm mentioning some common autoimmune disease over here as insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, myasthenia gravis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves disease and rheumatoid arthritis। मैं एक एक लाइन में सबके बारे में जरा कुछ बता दूं। इंसुलिन डिपेंडेंट डायबिटीज मेलाइटस के बारे में क्या बताना है यहाँ पर, अगेन सिंस दे आर नोन autoimmune diseases, this type of insulin dependent diabetes mellitus is quite common in childhood. Why? Because what happens in this type of autoimmunity, islet cells, there is formation or production of autoantibodies against islet cells of Langerhans of pancreas. So जो आइलेट सेल्स ऑफ लैंगरहांस ऑफ पैंक्रियास है उसके अगेंस्ट जब एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस होगी, दे विल सप्रेस इंसुलिन फंक्शन एंड लीडिंग टू कंडीशन ऑफ डायबिटीज मेलाइटिस। second disease I have mentioned as myasthenia gravis. Myasthenia gravis is a autoimmune disease basically of neuromuscular origin. So what happens in myasthenia gravis, there is development of autoantibodies against receptors of acetylcholine in neuromuscular junctions. In Hashimoto thyroiditis, there is production of antibodies against thyroid hormones, leading to a condition of hypothyroidism in body. In Graves disease, I have mentioned them in type 4 hypersensitivity reactions. There is antibody production, autoantibody production, which stimulate thyroid hormone secreting cells or TSH receptors and leading to a condition of hyperthyroidism in body. Last is the rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis almost sabhi ko pata hai, it is a chronic joint inflammatory disorder which involves inflammation in synovium of, or which is synovial lining of joints, leading to swelling around tendons and joints. It is basically due to continuous production of autoantibodies which are known as RA factor or rheumatoid arthritis factor. Now, here are some concept of immune deficiency diseases. Immune deficiency disease are some group of disease in which some components of immune system are either defective or missing. All right. So what happens when this type of when there is some defect in our immune system? So organisms of even low virulence, organisms which are somehow known as opportunistic agents or opportunistic organisms, they will produce more severe disease in our body. So immune deficiency disease is also of two types. First is the congenital disease, second is acquired immune deficiency disease. In congenital disease, we will find it is first of all inherited and it occurs due to defects in either B cell or T cell or both. Some common example I am here mentioning as SCID, that is severe combined immunodeficiency, which happens due to lymphopenia or absence of lymphoid tissues, or we can also mention DiGeorge syndrome due to absence of thymus gland in body. This is where we are mentioning as first category of congenital immune deficiency disease. Second category is acquired immune deficiency disease. यहाँ पर सभी को पता है बहुत कॉमन डिसऑर्डर है, दैट इज एड्स. एड्स की फुल फॉर्म क्या है? एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी सिंड्रोम. This AIDS is an infectious disorder which occurs in body due to HIV virus, that is human immunodeficiency virus. So what happens in AIDS infection? When does this infection occur? AIDS infection or HIV infection occurs when some glycoprotein from HIV, that virus, that binds with our T cells or macrophage cells or antigen presenting cells, and ultimately they are destroyed in our body. So what happens once these cells get destroyed? इन सेल की डिस्ट्रक्शन होने के साथ साथ ही देयर इज सो स्लो प्रोग्रेसिव destruction in our immune system. There will be a slow progressive immune deficiency in our body. जब बॉडी में ये फाइटर सेल्स होंगे ही नहीं तो बॉडी की इम्यूनिटी कैसे पार्टिसिपेट करेगी इन्फेक्शंस के अगेंस्ट? दैट इज ऑल concept behind AIDS disease. So this is all about today's immunity concept. I think that was quite long from my side, but within this short period of time, I could get majority of concept under this single platform. Thank you so much for your kind patience.
Thank you, ma'am, for elaborating the very important topic.
Thank you, ma'am.